Fleabag, breaking the fourth wall with no names. In the variety of TV series, there are those that can be conventionally called first-level series. These are the kind of stories where the storyline is as good as possible, the drama is excellent, and the picture is great. The more series you've watched, the less likely you are to stumble upon such a first-tier series. So, I consider myself very lucky to have recently watched Fleabag. It's definitely one of the best TV series, quite short. 2 seasons, 12 episodes of 20, 40 minutes each. You can watch it in one day. Let's look at what it so hooks viewers, and what hooked me. Trashy or Fleabag, and it's not just a characterization, but a substitute for the protagonist's name. Here, we often don't see names at all. Mom, godmother, dad, priest, manager. All of them are named, shall we say, functions. Names are important in a case like Claire's and Claire's, and it's blender gender names. That's what the device is called when characters of different genders have the same name, and it's a meaningful coincidence. The protagonist's lack of a name can be recalled from other works, for example. In Hitchcock's Rebecca, the protagonist is not named consciously to emphasize her supposed insignificance, in contrast to Rebecca. Fleabag herself is called this in the play, but not in the movie. The thing is, Fleabag is originally an hour-long stand-up of a girl in a coffee shop about her life. There are a lot of differences between the movie and the play, like Boo finding out who really betrayed her. The main character didn't get along with Claire, and the guinea pig Martin ended up killing. But the series turned out so good that it received a huge number of awards. And all this thanks to Phoebe Waller-Bridge, the main character and co-creator of the project. And by the way, Fleabag is her childhood nickname. But despite the resounding success of both seasons, to compose a sequel on did not become. Because Fleabag is a standalone piece of work, and at the end there is a point. Phoebe said everything she wanted to say, and it's literally a parable. Probably the main thing that immediately memorizes, distinguishes, and stands out is the broken fourth wall. From the very beginning, our anti-heroine talks to us, to her viewer, but she does it so artistically that she makes a good half of the series. She uses such techniques as a side glance, facial dialogue, and the relationship between Fleabag and the audience changes over the course of the action. She gets closer and closer to us, telling the psychologist that of course she has friends, meaning us, and then becomes distant. For example, in the last episode of the first season, the fourth wall suddenly grows and the dialogue with the audience stops. And during the most important and long-awaited love scene, the girl directly physically takes and puts the camera away. And thanks to this technique, we, the audience, have an amazing sense of presence, as if we were really participating in her life. Interestingly, the priest is the only one of all the people surrounding the heroine who can also see the viewer. The composition of the series itself is also interesting. At the end of each first episode, there is a wham episode, a plot twist, a turn in the development of events, after which the whole action takes a different path. Each last episode of both seasons is longer than the others, and we also see the Fleabag at the door in her black cloak before the sex. The same technique is realized in the conversation with her father about how she is like her mother, in the theft of the statue, and in the breakup with her boyfriend. All of these events loop the beginning of the series and its end. And the trope when Fleabag stands in front of the bike path like Boo, but doesn't step forward, is called bait and switch. It's when we expect something to happen now, but it doesn't. The main morale of the show. People make mistakes. That's why pencils have erasers. Let's walk through the characters and their tropes archetypes. Fleabag, an anti-heroine with a lot of negative qualities that you definitely don't want to be like always looks good, although in the episode with her mum's funeral, all the guests emphasize how she looks on that day. Really, she looks like this all the time. Woman Child is such an immediate adult child's sad clown, always humorous, always making everyone laugh, but with a huge sadness inside of him, Claire defrosting Ice Queen. Her transformation in the series is the most significant, as she truly becomes a defrosted Snow Queen, learning to better show her emotions and realize exactly what she wants. Foolish Sibling, Responsible Sibling contrasts with the protagonist on the subject of responsibility. They are, incidentally, also contrasted on the criterion of smart pretty, although Claire can't be called unsympathetic. Just as Fleabag always looks equally good, Claire's breasts are not big like her mom's. Boo driven to suicide. She's driven to suicide, albeit accidentally, by a cheating boyfriend. But if you think about it, is the behaviour in itself, in which you want to get back your cheating boyfriend through trauma, hospitalisation and pity, healthy? Mum replacement for our protagonist. She replaces Mom when she dies, and that's also why her death is taken so hard. Crazy Cat Lady is a woman who is crazy about her cats, just as Boo is crazy about her mumps. That's the only way to explain the desire to hang pictures of her all over the cafes. Dad age gap romance. He is about 20 years older than his new girlfriend Metaphor, in a situation where he is trapped, but trapped both figuratively and physically. Godmother is a very interesting character, attention whore, pulls all attention to herself, prima donna, narcissist and sociopath. Control freak, tries to control everything. Drama queen, dramatizes any situation. In general, you can apply all the existing bad adjectives to this character because all her passive-aggressive actions make her a real evil stepmother. Men Harry, the main character's ex-boyfriend. Nice guy, nice but very useless guy. Martin alcoholic and woman hater, the most unpleasant character perhaps, although there are no unambiguously positive ones here. Priest fashionista. Oddly enough, we have a rare trope here where a heterosexual male is so concerned about his appearance. At the end of the series, we see a bittersweet ending, not a happy ending, as in most dramatic narratives. The heroine seems to have found herself, achieved peace and harmony inside, but at the same time her deep desire eludes her again. This is both a comedic and at the same time sad series with a great dramatic line, full of black humour and poignant moments. All the characters here are anti-heroes, and we are shown very vividly their unattractiveness and fragility at the same time. Everyone has problems, everyone has tragedies, everyone makes mistakes. Perhaps only the guinea pig is doing well. That's how it is, our human nature. And that's why pencils have erasers.